So good morning to all of you friends. Yesterday, the issue of the former B.Arc student Rishiteshwari who committed suicide on 24th July 2015 has come up in the newspapers regarding the age and whether she was a minor or child by the time of the occurrence. All these legal aspects have come up in the High Court, and therefore I am making this video. Right. You are sure to know that POCSO Act, Prevention of Children from Sexual Offences Act, 2012, it came into existence. Previously, whenever such offences do take place, we used to book them either under section 354 of the IPC, 376 read with 511 of the IPC, or 376. Of course, the term was rape or outraging the modesty, but now with the advent of the POCSO Act, the term sexual assault has come into existence, and aggravated sexual assault as well as penetrative sexual assault, both of them have been separately defined. Previously, if a male person carries on sex with the female without her consent or knowledge or other 5 conditions under 375 IPC, it is called as rape now. So touching the body, even physical contact, or making the other side touch the penis, if you touch the vagina, mouth, all these things, they have all come under the definition of the sexual assault. So please remember. So this 2012 Act has got 46 sections in total, of course basing on the Nirbhaya incident and also J.S. Verma recommendations. This special act has come into existence, and in all the districts, the first ADJ, Additional District Insurgent Judge, he is the in charge of the special court for the POCSO Act, and the case has to be decided within 90 days. Of course, in camera proceedings, all these things they have been established with the POCSO Act. Now please remember, section 7 defines aggravated sexual assault. This is more important. Aggravated sexual. So please remember, if anybody touches the vagina, breast, all these things are definitely aggravated. And the last point he says, if you come into physical contact without the consent or without the knowledge of the other side, child, it is also penetrated, so-called aggravated sexual assault, and the punishment is section 9M. Whoever comes into physical contact, then he is liable for punishment up to firstly up to 5 years, and the fine also can be imposed. And normally this is the story going on. Why I am telling all these things is, first of all, let us discuss a famous case law, that is Raju Prasad versus State of Sikkim. Very recent, on 4th of this month it has been decided. Here what happened is this Raju Prasad, he was having a car, he took his relative, a girl, tender age girl of 11 years, and she was taken to the school, and while returning in the car, when she was sitting in the back door, this fellow went there and hugged her and kissed her. This is the case, and it was incidentally seen by the other students who were going in a bolero. They informed the same to the parents. Of course, the panchayat, and later ultimately they reported the matter. The court, the accused was arrested. He was charge sheeted before the court, and the court satisfied that it was aggravated sexual assault, and he was convicted under section 9M because the girl is below 12 years. Of course, the matter came to the Sikkim High Court on appeal, and Sikkim High Court also having been satisfied with the evidence, because 24 witnesses they have spoken and there are no pertinent variations in the cross-examination. Of course, the statement of the victim was also recorded under 164 CRPC. Therefore, basing all this, he was convicted, and the High Court also upheld his conviction, stating that without the knowledge, without the consent, of course, please remember section 29 and 30 of the so-called POCSO Act, there are reasonable presumptions. So the court should presume, according to section 29, the court should presume the commission of the offense unless the accused, burden of proof lies on him, unless the accused is able to prove that he did not commit the offense. It should be presumed that he committed the offense. As far as consent is concerned, according to section 30, so the mental state of the victim, if she says she did not agree, she does not know, it is definitely not consented. So basing on these two presumptions, definitely the court will not have any other go except to give conviction to the accused. Therefore, he was given conviction in this case. This is Raju Prasad versus State of Sikkim. Please go through the entire judgment. They are now coming to the case of Rishiteshwari. You all know that she is from Warangal. This incident took place in 2015. It has become sensational news. Of course, poor girl hailing from Warangal. She joined the B Architecture in Acharya Nagarjuna University, and the allegations are that she was subjected to ragging first by the seniors like Nagalakshmi, Naik and some others, and the principal Baburo, I think, he could not take any action against the people, even though she has given complaint, and ultimately vexed with the attitude of the seniors, and when one of the seniors asked her to come to a party and where the drinks were being supplied, she was actually literally she wept, and she could not control herself. She went back to home. She wrote a diary in the hostel. She was staying in Indira Pradesh hostel of Acharya Naga University. It is an attached hotel in the university itself, but nobody took any action. So the allegation of ragging, they said no such allegation, no such ragging took place, and she has written the note also, she committed suicide. Right, okay. After a long battle, of course, the seniors, they were also arrested, including the principal, I believe, and that university in charge, Mr. Samsero, he lost his job. So many things have taken place. Why I am telling is, yesterday the High Court has come into this case because now the charge sheet has been filed before the designated court, that is first ADJ Court of Guntur. But the court rejected the same, stating the age difference. So please remember, Rishiteshwari, her date of birth is 24/4/1997. She was born on 1997. And she joined the university on 7/9/2014, that is at the age of 17. So at the age of 17, she joined the university by the joining time. But she committed suicide on 14/7/2015, by 24/4/2015, she is aged 18 years. So now, the incident is like, of course, basing on the charge sheet, the court is of opinion that since the FIR was also on 2015, since the allegations have come to light in 2015, and by the date of registration of the FIR, she was 18 years. So she is not a child. So the charge sheet has been rejected. So now the father, not satisfied with the order of the ADJ court, he approached the High Court in 2017. Of course, now by 2020, this matter has been decided. So Justice Chikati Manavinder Roy, he has actually commented badly on the court also. This is the main problem. Anyway, there is a case of ragging, and she joined the institution in 2014 itself. So the ragging, the harassment continued, the abetment to commit suicide continued right from 2014 itself. It's not one day matter. So since the incident started from 2014 itself, it has to be taken. She has to be considered as a child, and the charge sheet has to be taken on file. So this is the decision given by the High Court. This is a Rishiteshwari case. So please remember, even at the time of the so-called Me Too campaign, somebody asked me, I have given the reply also in my video. So what happens is, this POCSO Act, section 19, says how to report the case and to whom the case can be reported, and please remember, there is no mentioning of any time limitation for reporting the matter. Further matter, you have to refer to 468 of the CRPC. So section 468 of the CRPC gives a limitation for the cognizance for the offences where the punishment is below 6 months. The offence should be reported within 6 months. And if it is below 1 year, then the offence should have been taken cognizance within 1 year. If it is more 3 years, below 3 years. If it is more than 3 years, no time limit. Here, even for section 9M, the punishment is 5 years. There is no point in asking for the limitation. Please remember, I am telling you about Raju Prasad case. So there is no limitation. Anyway, this is a good point. Normally, people are in that Me Too because this POCSO Act is mainly intended for the children, and to see that the sexual harassment of children does not take place. As children, they may not be able to give any account of the same, but once become aged, after attaining certain age, they may be remembering things and they can give complaint at the time also. Therefore, Me Too program, so there is no time limit for giving the report. The report can give in. So even after 20 years or 30 years, they can report the matter. Therefore, the Me Too program, I told that there is no limitation. That means somebody stated that Chinmayi, she stated that she was harassed at Singapore while that orchestra program by Vairamuthu and others, and she wanted to stay at Madras. Yes, then they said the point of jury, all these things. And at the time I said no. Definitely the case can be taken. There is no limitation period even as per 468. Right. So for example, let us take 468. The period is over. Then you can go to 473 as CRPC. 473 CRPC says if you can give sufficient explanation for the delay, yes, that can be taken cognizance of. So the limitation is not a problem. Anyway, Rishiteshwar incident is actually a very infamous incident. It is stigma on Nagacharya and Nagarjuna University pins. They did not take any action. Had they taken action, should have been survived. And as this Raju Prasad versus State of Sikkim, please refer to section 9M and also section 7, and also with particular reference to section 29 and 30. Section 29 and 30 are most dangerous as far as we people as advocates are concerned, because the presumptions, the judge should presume that the accused has committed the offence, the judge should presume that the victim has not given, victim was not mental state of the victim, all these things. So they are dangerous. Normally in the court what we will say, this woman, for example this Raju Prasad case, as a defense advocate we will argue at the time of bail, Your Honor, she is closely related to him since she is close relative, just he hugged her, she did not resist. Suppose if there any that forcible penetration, our plea will be, since she is related to him, he wanted to just casually hug her, he wanted to give her some biscuit, he wanted out of love and affection, he wanted to make her dress more, all these things we will be telling. Anyway, whether they accept it or not is a different thing. But please remember, POCSO Act is very dangerous act. Conviction is almost sure. Therefore, so better you ask your people to effect a compromise. If not, the punishment is almost sure. But you have to defend the case. Of course, if you are able to defend properly, yes, there are occasions where the case ended in acquittal. Anyway, so please, these two instances are regarding POCSO Act, and better you study POCSO Act and also read the judgment and enrich your neural knowledge. Thank you very much.